Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Simply Sketchy. And today I have once again brought with me my editor, Tech, whatever the hell we call you,
Wrangler.
and there we go, Tech Wrangler, and friend, the Australian Basic. Hello.
Hello, Trip. Are you having a good time?
Well, I tend to do until you bring up some kind of weird fact that makes me wonder why Australia even is a thing.
Funny you should mention that.
Anybody want to try a guess today's subject? It's one of those freaking days.
Today on, of course it exists, and of course it's in Australia. It is the fucking spear snail.
Yes, it is. And I shit you not. I kind of want to call this segment, "This is real, but the drop bear is not" segment. Because in Australia, there is a snail in the ocean that has a javelin that shoots into you, injects you with a neurotoxin that can flatline you in, 15 minutes? And then it can open a mouth which is, twice or three times the size of itself.
Well, I suppose that depends on what you define as itself.
That's fair.
Do you include the shell in that? But it can swallow quite large things. Surprisingly large things. Not people, thankfully.
Yes.
That's the only way this story could get worse.
Oh, just you wait. It's just waiting for an update. We got an update on that fucking spider, okay? They can get bigger. Oh, fucking hell. Your country is scary, dude.
Yep. It's filled with vile, poisonous, deadly things, and that's just the politicians.
Yes. So, in honor of this creature, I've decided that I'm gonna do a... When someone first described this creature to me, I got a mental image. While Bessie gives us the fun, real facts, I'm just gonna draw the mental image I got.
Yes. So, yes, for all the taxonomy and biology nerds that are already freaking out, yes, we are aware that it does not look like that.
Oh, yeah.
But this is Tim drawing giant-mouthed spear snail, not the actual topic of today, the cone snail.
Sounds so much less scary than what it sounds on paper, though. Oh, the cone snail. Fucking harpoon neurotoxin. I mean, okay, the harpoon is kind of cool, but why neurotoxin? Why does everything in Australia have neurotoxins?
Yeah. Actually, that's an interesting point. Why not other kinds of toxins? Then again,
Yeah.
we won't talk about the snakes. The snakes are weird.
Yes, it's not just the snakes.
Welcome to Australia. Out of the top 10 most deadliest snakes in the world, I think 9 of them are Australian, maybe 8.
Yeah, the top
I think the only one
three
that isn't out of the top 3 are Australian, but out of the top 10, I think 8 or 9 are also Australian. I think the only one that isn't is the black mamba.
Right, that's African, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So. But I think it's the deadliest non-Australian snake.
Yes.
So fuck me, that's the way of phrasing it, isn't it? Just the fact that that's a descriptive category that needs to exist.
Oh yes, it's the deadliest not Australian snake, but if you put it in Australia, it's just an everyday fucking snake.
Yes, and unfortunately in Australia, we have something relatively rare, thankfully, for the rest of the world. Aggressive snakes. It's going a bit off topic from the cone snail, but most snakes are relatively smart. They look at a human and go, that ain't good at eating. and decide they might as well be somewhere else when a human comes along, especially if it's a group of humans. Some, like the most common, the eastern brown, and is it the tiger snake? Oh, the inland taipan. Inland taipan, I think it is. They're territorial and aggressive.
And they're all Australian, of course.
Oh, of course.
But isn't one of
But
those
yes,
two
fortunately-
one of the more common snakes in Australia?
Oh yeah, eastern brown's like the most common.
Worse.
But yeah, most snakes have seen no interest in tangling with humans because biting a human is a waste of venom if they don't need to. Because they can't eat a person, so what's the point? Better off slithering away and biting something that's good eaten.
Yeah. Unless you're that brown snake, to which you say, yes, castle doctrine.
Yes. You know how the Americans have that flag that's like "Don't step on snack"? Yeah, the eastern brown and the inland taipan take that to the extreme.
They saw that snake and said, that is me.
Yes. Yes. But hey, so if you don't like being on land, well, don't hang out in the fucking water.
Yeah, because there's a myriad of ways to get it in the Australian waters. And this here,
Yes.
today's subject, is one of them. Oh, fuck's sake, dude.
Yes, one of these days I'll tell you about the blue-ring octopus. You'll like that.
Oh. Let me
But for
guess.
today, we are looking... Yes, of course it's poisonous.
Of course.
Venomous, rather.
Mm.
So, yes. Today we're looking at the cone snail, which is a type of venomous sea snail. Now then,
Sorry for laughing, it's like sea snail. Yes. I just can't get over that shit, dude. Keep going. I'm most likely to start laughing anyway.
yes, and I believe they are actually a real snail. Possibly. Yeah, well, they're in the same class. Whether they're true snails or not is another matter, but they are in the gastropod class, so there you go. They're close enough to actual snails to be disturbing.
Yes. Or these, they don't have the debuff where they dissolve on salt because they live in fucking salt water.
Correct. No, but and unlike most snails people are familiar with, these things are carnivores.
Oh, right. And I'm pretty sure the French won't try and eat these. Or...
I'd like to watch them try.
That would be funny.
Because eating one of these live would not work out well for them.
No. And that's not because of the fucking javelin, I tell you.
I imagine they're also significantly harder to scoop out of the shell.
Oh.
But, yes, the cone snail is carnivorous. They are well camouflaged because of their quite pretty to humans, which will become a problem that we'll talk about later, shells. So they're camouflaged on the seabed, and they might go, oh, there's a little fishy. Let me slowly snail my way over to it. And not a problem, it's relatively camouflaged, so it snails its way slowly over. And then, out comes the spear. The barbed, neurotoxin-laden spear.
It's this one isn't that far from the actual fucking harpoon, I tell you. Oh, only in Australia, dude.
There are actually more than around just Australia, but yeah, of course, the really annoying ones are the Australians.
As if God is trying to send us a message, huh?
Yep.
Uh, well, do continue
Uh,
the biology lesson, sir.
so yes, the snail finds a little fishy, sneaks up on it, then stabs it in the face with a barbed spear full of neurotoxin, and then it uses the spear to essentially reel in the prey of the day. And then it proceeds to use its mouth thingy, for the being too lazy to look up the proper term, to engulf the entire prey in one go.
Yeah. Because, of course, they need to steal a skill from the snake book.
Of course, welcome to Australia. The animal's multi-class.
That's the best description I've heard in a while. Oh, God.
One of these days we'll talk about the fucking platypus again.
You know, fuck it, that one deserves its own goddamn episode. Oh.
But so yes, oddly for what people think of when they think of snails, these sea snails are predatory. Hunting and they hunt shrimp. A snail that hunts.
Oh.
It's not an ambush predator like what it and is it anemones that are and other things like that.
Yeah,
Some
low
things like that.
mobility, low mobility creatures tend to be very much on the ambush.
Yeah. No, yeah. Meanwhile, the cone snail's like, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna snail my way over.
I'm gonna show you how to do it the real way. Fuck you, lazy bastards.
Uh...
Whenever KPH is mentioned, he thinks of it as kill per hour.
mm-hmm.
And yes, I am giving
yeah.
him teeth.
Yeah, that's fair. Technically, they aren't toothed in the normal fashion, but the harpoon is called a radula or radula. Radula, I'm assuming. I've never heard that word spoken, so we'll go with that. Which is, of course, a hollow venom-filled thing,
Yes.
and barbed, because why not?
Yeah, because it needs to stick. It needs to really get in there and stick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so once it sneaks up to its prey, it extends its long, flexible proboscis with the edge of the tooth, loads it with venom, and fires. And of course, the neurotoxin can paralyze smaller fish instantly. That's almost instantly, rather. And then it retracts the spear and, well, swallows it whole.
Yes.
And once it's and just to make things more disturbing, once it's digested all the good bits, the snail just spits out the rest of the stuff, such as spines and scales, along with the harpoon that was in it, apparently.
Wait, it regrows the harpoon?
That appears to be the case.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally unlimited ammo because it grows it itself. Why?
Yep. So, Wikipedia says the harpoon attack of the species Conus catus, okay, that's a subspecies of one of the species of the cat cone. Shocking, we probably could have guessed that. And that is, yeah, that's the species that's in Australia. Apparently it's also in the Red Sea, the Indian Ocean, Madagascar, Mauritius, Tanzania, and what the fuck? KwaZulu-Natal, a province of South Africa. There you go.
As long as he stays the hell away from Europe, I'm happy.
For now.
Uh.
So, one of the fastest complete movements recorded in animals, with a maximum speed of 90 kilometers an hour, or 56 miles an hour, an acceleration of 400,000 meters a second squared.
Wait, it's fast?
The attack is fast.
Oh yeah.
The speed of other animals such as the peacock mantis shrimp and the trapdoor ant was measured at the free end of a fixed appendage, while the speed of the harpoon was measured from its base and travelling inside the proboscis.
So it fires the javelin faster than the mantis shrimp punches.
Yes, that's what's being said here anyway.
Oh boy. It is really cool, but it's also kind of disturbing, considering, you know, it can fucking kill you. At least a mantis shrimp just hurts like hell.
Well, you've heard now that the cone snail can absolutely fuck up a little fishy.
Yes.
Would you like to know what else it can fuck up?
My sanity is one thing, but go ahead, what else can it fuck up?
The rest of you.
Oh! Oh yeah, because neurotoxin and human nervous system don't really go well together, do they?
No. In fact, there are 30 recorded human fatalities from these little bastards.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And of course, you may not even know they got you. Because the venom is analgesic.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's unfair! That's fucking unfair!
Yep, so you might not even feel it hit you, or you might only feel a prick. I was going to make a comment about politicians, but I won't. You can tell how I won't by the fact that I just didn't. And of course, to make it even better, would you like to know how long it takes one of these little fuckers to kill you?
15 minutes, was that right, or was that an exaggeration?
Yeah, that was an exaggeration. That's about 3 times too long.
Wait, what?
15 minutes is 3 times longer than it takes.
That's nice, at least I don't have time to think.
Yeah, apparently some people have called it the cigarettes now, because about all you have to can do if one hits you is just smoke a cigarette, because the ambulance ain't gonna make it.
Oh, well, there's that British offshoot humor. Might as well.
Yep.
Oh, crikey, I've been hit by a snail. Hey, give me a wait, can I use that one?
I'm
Let's
gonna have to bleep that. No.
Damn it! Oi, give me a smoke, mate.
Yes.
Oh. YouTube fun police, I swear to God.
Yep. They are, very much so. Despite the fact that it is a British colloquialism, YouTube probably doesn't care.
No, they just want to hit you with that funny hammer.
Yep. But hey, in the small bonus realm of the snails, apparently their venom is good for science because there's so much wild shit in it that the scientists are like, oh, this is cool, let me copy some of that shit.
That's good. At least there's something good coming out of this hellborn creature. Oh boy. So what can it do? Is it like different studies, or does it show any potential for anything, or is it just ooh look, deadly?
Well, ap- there's a whole bunch of species, and all the species have slightly different bullshit in their venom. But some of the venoms can be used as analgesics, or rather, one of the components can be synthesized and used as an analgesic. And they're also looking at the components for anti-epileptic agents and to help stop nerve cell death after a stroke or head injury. Now that one's really interesting, if true.
Ooh. Well, that is interesting.
Yeah. They may also have potential in helping against spasms due to spinal cord injuries and may be helpful in diagnosing and treating small cell carcinomas in the lung.
In what
May's
now?
doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Yeah.
Detecting lung cancer.
Oh. Huh. So through one of the more
So that
deadliest
could be very
agents,
interesting.
yeah, you can get a lot of help out of the one of the more deadlier agents out in the world, I hear.
There's a lot of things like that.
And
Well,
this is
not
really
that.
fascinating. As much as the idea of a harpoon snail, it's kind of fucking with me. I don't know why, but it's like this. It's a snail. It spits a harpoon at you faster than a mantis shrimp can punch you, which itself is kind of insane. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently humans are big enough that I think someone on YouTube who keeps them let one punch him, and it hurt, but apparently it's not strong enough to do mm, relevant damage to a human.
No,
It might be really, really fast, but its mass is so low compared to humans that apparently it's largely irrelevant.
which is why this one decided to spec all its points into venom.
Pretty much. Let me see if that's true. Mantis shrimp punch human? Yeah, it pretty much wouldn't hurt you. Well, it'd hurt, but it wouldn't damage you permanently. Anyway, it might leave a small bruise
My bruiser
because
ego.
that it certainly would because you just got your ass kicked by a shrimp. But no, I think the reason is it's very fast, but it's very small, so it's not doesn't have a lot of energy. Meanwhile, humans, while we move immensely slower, we're a lot more massive in both meanings. So we, we falling over from the height of a human, given how much more massive we are, is probably comparable. because we're so big, we have to withstand a large amount of force where it might be moving slower, but it's got more velocity. Uh, like of course, if you've got enough velocity and enough mass, you can achieve some fun shenanigans, like how bullets work. Once you get the velocities fast enough, even a relatively small amount of mass can do some damage.
That's why people call pistols force multipliers to avoid a certain YouTube ban or something. I think some
Mm,
channels do that. Roanoke Gaming, for example. They don't call guns guns anymore.
that's stupid, but also force multiplier isn't a useful term because a stick is a force multiplier. Ask Shad. Stick, good. Get stick.
uh, Shad does
And
good stuff.
of course, but sticks are great. It's dense, object that increases your reach, moves at a higher velocity because dense and makes the arc of your arm larger, and you're not concerned about damaging the stick generally. Part of the reason that people don't punch as hard as they theoretically could is fingers are important and breaking.
Yeah.
A stick, on the other hand, is free, and you can just find another one laying on the ground. So, rather than punching someone really hard and potentially breaking your hand, you get stick, and then you belt them as hard as you possibly can in the face. And so you've then got the additional mass of the stick, the additional force because the stick's moving faster because it's on the outside of an arc, and then you have the part where you're not holding back because you don't really care about the stick. But yes, force multipliers. Very good, very fun, and entirely illegal in stupid countries like Australia. Anyway, mantis shrimp, sea snails. That's what we were doing. So, cone snails specifically. So they have a section called Relevance to Humans. Dangers is a big section. So, cone snails have pretty shells, which is a problem, especially for kids.
Because pretty tends to be very distracting. Who knew?
Yeah, it's not great for adults that just aren't aware in general, but tourists and kids. Oh, there's a pretty shell. Bang. Oh, look, you're dead now.
Yeah.
But that didn't even hurt. Yeah, no, sorry, you're dead. But I'm fine. Nah, you're dead, you just don't know it yet.
Oh, but I'm fine.
Yeah. Yep, there. Right on schedule. There he goes.
Dark and we laugh, but what else can you fucking do?
That's Australia for you.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. The sting of many of the smallest cone species may be no worse than a bee or hornet sting, but the sting of a few of the larger tropical fish-eating species can be fatal. Right. So they call out specifically Conus geographus, Conus tulipa, and Conus striatus, and I think that has to do with the colour of the shell. Often.
Hmm.
Let's see.
You can put up the differences on screen here for the viewers to see.
Yes, if I can find a licensable image for free, I will do so. So,
Excellent.
yes. So, they call out three as particularly deadly, including the geography cone, native to Australia, the tulip cone, which is native to Australia, and the striated cone, which is native to Australia.
Great. So those were all the worst ones, huh?
Yeah, the ones well, not necessarily the worst, but they're the ones they specifically called out on Wikipedia as fatal.
And they're all Australian, go figure.
Of course. According to a book called Goldfrank's Toxicologic Emergencies, about 27 human deaths can be confidently attributed to cone snail envenomation, though the actual number is almost certainly higher. Some 36 people are estimated to have died from geography cone envenomation alone. Yeah.
When you think you don't like geography, huh?
Pretty much. So symptoms can include severe localized pain, swelling, numbness and tingling, and vomiting. Symptoms can start immediately or can be delayed for days. Oh, that's great. So you could be well away from the beach, and well away from the hospital, thinking, oh, I'm fine, and then all of a sudden, muscle paralysis, tightness in vision, and respiratory failure.
What a good way to spend a day. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, sounds great.
Fuck's sake. Muscle spasms, vomiting. That's our last few days on Earth, by the way.
Now, here's one for you. I just
Fun.
double checked to make sure it was true, but it's something I knew because I've done first aid courses in Australia. Would you like to guess how you treat a cone snail? It's not bite, sting. Sting is the word.
You pray, or you lop off the part it stung.
Both are effective, yes. No, actually, I don't even know if this would be in a Norwegian first aid course. You guys aren't exactly known for your snakes, are you?
The deadliest snake we have is
Is called a politician, right?
yeah, and also we have something called a huggorm. I think it's the common European viper, maybe. I think that's the name of it.
Yeah, that might be it. Something like that. How's it spelt in Norwegian, if you can not even know?
Huggorm.
Yes, that is the common European viper. Or adder, apparently. What?
Adder.
What? Oh.
Adder, okay.
Yes. Okay, apparently they're not the same thing. Common European adder and the common European viper. Yeah, good job, guys. That's really helpful.
They're both common and they're both European. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the deadliest shit we got to deal with.
Yeah. So, first aid treatment for snakes is pray, call an ambulance, and what's called pressure immobilization.
Okay.
So that involves putting a bandage over the wound, and then bandaging the entire limb, and then splinting the limb to try and stop the venom getting pumped around the body.
Makes sense.
Now, the reason this is relevant is because that's what you do for a cone snail.
Yes, so it gives you from no hope to at least a snowball chance in hell.
It gives you a chance of dying in the ambulance.
It's nice. At least you'll die somewhat comfortable.
Yeah. But yes, you treat a cone snail the same way you treat a snake bite. Would you like to guess what other critters in Australia you treat that way?
Politicians?
No, you pressure immobilize them somewhere else that I'm not allowed to say on YouTube.
No, what kind of other fiendish hell creature do you do that with?
Blue-ringed octopus stings and funnel web spider bites.
I don't like those.
No, that's how serious the funnel web spider is. You treat a bite from it like it's a bite from a big fuck-off snake.
I don't like your country. I don't like your country, dude.
we do have some lovely animals, don't we?
Yeah, they're just the cutest little things. Just a bunch of cutie patooties they are. Oh boy. So yeah, that's basic breaking trim with Australian knowledge.
Yes. That is The Cone Snail, also known apparently, as the giant-mouthed spear snail.
Now in a cinema/ocean near you, if you're Australian or Indian.
Up in the Pacific. Or Hawaii, apparently.
Oh, well.
Be very, very careful picking up seashells in Hawaii.
I'm never fucking going to Hawaii, I hear.
Well, for many reasons. Not least of which is the volcanoes.
Yeah, the fire hazard is one thing. Now it's also the venom hazard.
Well, apparently every other fucking volcano in the world's decided to get cranky, so it's not a good time, apparently.
Huh, even Jan Mayen? The
I don't
only volcano in Norway, by the way.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, probably. Just because it'd be inconvenient to you.
Yes. In Norway, you want to see some fire?
But apparently there have been a few volcanoes getting excited, and it's really, really scary to stupid people.
Yes.
Pro tip, if you're worried about a volcanic eruption, don't go touring on the fucking thing.
Oh no, but Bessic, it's the world should never be in motion. It's stagnant, don't you know?
So the stupid people keep telling us.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if people even understand the concept of just motion and entropy. Things always change. Things always move. And there will always be. Oh, I just got something. You know that snake? You know that thing about you can get $1 million or whatever, but immortality, but there will always be a snail hunting you, and it'll be able to kill you by just touching you. Yeah, this is the fucking snail. Ah, fuck's sake! This is the snail that will fucking kill you. Imagine this thing. You're just walking, doing your immortality thing, and then on a shelf just right above your bed, there he is. Aiming sixes. Hiding. Hiding.
This thing's going to have to feature in our D&D campaign if we ever get around to it, Trim.
Oh yeah, I'm good with that. I'm really good with that. He'll be the fucking boss. Surprise fucking movement speed too. Creature itself is slow as fuck, but then again, then it starts throwing harpoons at you.
Yeah.
And with an obnoxious Australian accent. Every time it misses, he calls you a cunt.
Oi, come back here, cunt.
I just want to eat you, mate. Get over here. I'm looking forward to the D&D thing. This one actually does look like a D&D monster, let's be honest.
It does. That's what I was thinking when I looked back over and saw it. I'm like, that's a D&D monster, all right.
Yeah. Okay with drawing it D&D monsters.
Yep. Spear snail with a poison spear. Constitution saving throw to not be affected by the poison, which probably wouldn't be immediately lethal because that'd be really bullshit in a D&D campaign.
It would. Or we have some kind of bullshit plot armor.
Yeah. But it could have just it could have a paralyzing poison, just not a fatal paralyzing poison.
Yeah. It'll be bad enough that it just gets to eat you.
Well, you're moving in a party. I'm spitting out ideas here because I'm actually basically homebrewing this whole monster right now. Maybe it's 3 Constitution saving throws, and you need 2 out of 3, or you're paralyzed for some amount of time.
Yeah. It could be different versions of it. You have a greater one, and then you have some lesser ones. Lesser ones have,
Possibly.
yeah. Ooh.
Lesser ones can be about a foot tall and stab you in the knees.
Yeah. Oh, just have this one campaign going off in Australia, which is just hell, deathland. Everything wants to kill you. You now walk past a hole. In that hole is death.
It's like the story of that Greek hero who had to sail through a strait, and in the middle was a whirlpool. On one side was it's
Skyla,
fucking
Skilla, I think.
yes, the skiller, and on the other side was
Charybdis.
fucking something else. Charybdis, yes, that's it. Yeah, skill and Charybdis, and then a whirlpool in the middle. That's basically Australia.
Yeah. Pick your poison. You'd either be eaten by a semi-sentient whirlpool, or you'll be eaten by a woman who were more pretty than a spiteful witch and turn into a monster because of it.
Yeah, but this will
Imagine.
make an excellent addition to our D&D campaigns.
Yes. Also, I just realized that if Greek mythology was YouTube, then holy crap, drama channels would eat well.
Ah, yes, Greek mythology, where 90% of the problems are caused by Zeus fucking something and then Hera getting annoyed about it.
Yep. Okay, guys, this is a new video. There's some more information come out between another beef between Hera and Zeus.
Yeah, I know I just made a video earlier today about the last beef, but god damn it, Zeus.
And Hera, of course, being jealous as hell, just had to respond. This time, Zeus gave birth through a tumor on his head, and Hera, in spite, wanted to show that she could do it too. Now we got two gods of war, one of wisdom, and one that just goes around killing everything. And that's the birth of Athena and Ares, by the way.
Yeah, Greek mythology is fucking hilarious.
It
Yeah, it's
is.
properly mental.
Would be fun to just have a a fake drama channel, just going over the fucking beefs as it goes. Uh, but that needs people who do that kind of thing better than me. Be fun though.
We'll have to. Maybe that's what we need to do. We need to homebrew ourselves some Australian-inspired D&D monsters.
Hey, we already got one. Hey, if you want, we can do that in our Simply Sketchies. We talk
Yeah.
about the real creature while we just do the D&D version here. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, this is kind of what I'm thinking of. Let's see, just need to. There you go.
What am I looking at? Just the mouth? Oh, there we go. Yes. That's hilarious. Looks absolutely nothing like the real one, but I remember that wasn't the goal.
It was basically just me drawing the mental image I got when Besek first showed this. It just told me about this creature. And once more, I reiterate, this thing is real. The snail with a venomous javelin that can kill you in 5 minutes. That's real, and a drop bear isn't.
Yeah, very, very funny.
Fuck your country, dude.
Yep.
Let me just do some quick. Yeah. Under the sea, that's where you'll be. Uh, it. You know that Family Guy skit? Damn nature, you're scary. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Australia, damn nature, you scary.
Yeah. Australia, when nature really wants to fucking kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, I have a bit of a... How do we do this? So, what do you think, Bezic? Satisfied?
I love it. I'm absolutely
Excellent.
going to include that as a monster in many a D&D campaign I run, if I ever get around to running one.
Oh, we'll get there. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll just keep doing these and just make more. Well, this has been the venomous javelin snail, everyone, with a ridiculously large mouth just out there hunting for prey. Good country, dude.
Yeah. Hunting snails. Yes, that's something we needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, nature. Why are you like this? Oh boy. Well, with this, we are now entering the closing phases of today's Simply Sketchy. I would like to say thank you to Rob Renato, a good friend of mine, who lets me use all his music for nefarious purposes. And of course, thank you to Besic for not only editing, but also co-hosting today's episode. It's been good fun to have you here, and the results speak for itself.
It's good to be back. It won't be good to listen to myself again when I edit this, but it's good to have a chat about the stupidity that is Australia's own.
Yes, the nature was not just drunk when it did Australia. God decided to take a little bit of that magic powder. That's my theory. And of course, a big thank you to everyone who's taken time out of the day to watch and or listen to this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.